Hey, welcome back, you guys. Welcome to the Jetty Jet Show Live. My name is Jet, and today we will be working on some background integrations. Yes, yes. As long as my computer doesn't lag. So actually, this show I wasn't actually gonna do it because, well, I have people watching movies in the living room, so I was afraid that the sound would pick up. So I apologize if you guys hear some scary sounds and stuff. They're watching Insidious 2. Yeah, but I'm here now, and I decided, why not? Why not? I think this is a very important step of the process. Um, so let's dive right into it. It's just me today. It's just me. All right, and my thing is not lagging. This is the character we're working on. If you guys have been following along, it's Emiko. And let's just go backtrack a little bit. Backtrack just really quickly. Okay, so also let me know, guys, if you guys can hear me okay. Please, that would be awesome. So this is what we worked on last time. We did some backgrounds. So it was pretty distracted, kind of under pressure, kind of half drawing, kind of not. But again, it was just the thumbnail stage, and so it's okay to keep them kind of loose. We got the kind of dungeonous looking scene. We got the clean temple, castle, palace looking scene, and we got the snow scene. The program I'm using is Manga Studio 5, the debut version, and I'm using Wacom Intuos 4. So to answer you guys' questions in the future, because I know I always get that same question every single episode. What are you using? I'm not drawing with a mouse. So this is what we got. We ended up choosing this one here, and if you guys followed along, you guys will know how I produced it. I created basically the character first off just by herself, and then I saved her as a PNG file, and that allows to have her floating around like as an object, so with all the layers compressed, and then I'll work on the background separately. So in order to get the background to match, and look kind of natural, you gotta play with some of the lighting, some of the atmospheric lighting and debris and all kinds of stuff to help kind of bring the drawings together seamlessly, as if they were one. Right now they're a bit separate still, and it's not very difficult. It's not a very difficult task. Oh no, 2 a.m. in Finland. Okay, so thanks, Skipper, Amen Surugi, Menno Mean 2, XO Bloody. Glad you guys can make it, and please feel free to ask questions and comment. I'll do my best to try and multitask. Okay, so let's stay focused. Yeah, just let me know if you guys can hear the movement in the back, because there's a lot of like screaming and movie sound effects and stuff. But so what I've done is I've taken that drawing, this piece here, and I've copied all the copied all the layers that has to do with the drawing. And the great thing about Manga Studio is that you can actually copy separate layers and not have to you don't have to copy, because in Photoshop, people are used to copying all the layers. And you have to basically set up all the files exactly the same way. You can't pick which layers you want. Whereas in Manga Studio, you can literally select portions of the drawing, and if I were to highlight this layer, this layer, this layer, this layer, and then copied it, I would only, well, yeah, and then I were to copy it, I would only get this portion. So that's really nice. So what I've done is I've copied all of the parts that make up this drawing. So what I did was I highlighted everything from the trees. They're all on separate layers, and I don't want to compress them that yet. I still have some fixing to do, so I want to keep the layers separate, and I can edit them. It will be a little more difficult if the layers are more compressed together. I won't be able to make the trees in the back look a little lighter or darker, however I wanted to, or add details and isolate the details. This is one of the reasons why having separate layers is nice. I can isolate, see for example, the foreground trees. If I want to add more snow, and I only wanted to affect the foreground trees, I can do that. And if I were to compress it, I'd have to lasso it and figure out, redo the whole entire selection. So it's just a really nice way of keeping things efficient. So highlight all of those like that. I'm going to lasso your thumbnail. If you guys are using the same exact process, just highlight your thumbnail and just hit copy. Command copy. And then open up your new canvas, bow, and then you got that, and that's what you get. You get just that thumbnail with all the layers that you've chosen. A few changes that I've made is let's see here. But it's Christmas holiday still, so that's some fun. The sound is a bit low. Alright, Bloody, you've spoken. I'm going to turn up the sound a little bit here. Badum bapum pen. Badum bapum pen. That's the sound testing call. Alright. So I've got the whole entire art piece, the whole entire drawing, including character, all the backgrounds, everything's nice and separate. Saved all the different layers. And I've added a few extra... Yeah, see, there's the movie Insidious in the background. If you guys hear that, I apologize. Turn on some music, please. I can't turn on music. I can't even turn on my earphones. Last time I tried to just keep the music on my earphones, so I don't get any sort of copyright claims, and I ended up getting a copyright claim. Yes, I got penalized again. Strike 1, strike 2, and I think that was like strike 3, but I don't think anything happened. So I won't risk it again. It gets pretty annoying because what happens is you can't view the video later on. It gets taken off. I mean, I can see it, and anyone, I think, yeah, I don't think anyone else can see it but me. So it's really poo. Gray poupon, and yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm so sneaky, I'm so smart. I got the sound here on my earphones, and I can play it through, and I still got caught for it. It sucked. Where was I? I was talking about, oh yeah, the changes that I've made with the drawing here. Let's see. Let me move this here like this. If you guys look at this one and then look at this one, let's see what can we find that I did differently. I have the trees down here, so they're kind of the same level as her feet, but I wanted more perspective. Like, for example, I want to make it seem as though I'm looking down more, more exaggerated, where we're more eye level with her, so that if we were to look down at her feet, we would see more ground. If we were lower in eye level, then there would be less, like the horizon line would drop, and there would be less space um, with snow. So what I did was I just grabbed the the tree layer, which is separate here, and I just moved it up, and so you guys can see that there's much more space. Oh, oh, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of nice. See, accidents happen. They're nice. So let me just undo that. As you can see, there's more snow here, so I think it gives more space. It's not all cramped, and that's a big kind of problem that a lot of people encounter, is making things not look cramped, making things look balanced with just enough information. Sometimes more space is better than putting stuff in, because the more stuff you put in, it looks as though, you know how like like in a Christmas picture where your parents set you up in front of the camera, they put everything inside the picture, the Christmas tree and all the presents and all the family, and it looks really cramped because you want to fit it in the frame. But if you want to convey a natural feel, you don't want to make it look like that. So like, for example, you can have things go out of the picture, like this tree kind of goes out. It started to do that. It started to give that kind of these trees kind of like lined up perfectly. So I made one of them go out. So that kind of suggests that there's a world beyond the picture. But I still suffer from that. I'm not an expert. I am by far from being an expert. And getting references is great, and I shall show you guys some great references too. And I will put that in the link below for what was it called? Let me show you here. Yes. No. Let me pull out from my library here. So a great thing to do when working on backgrounds and environments and stuff is, one, look at other artists, sure, but more effectively, I think, is to look at actual photos. There's this great Facebook page called Earth Porn's Photos. Silly name. I know. Anyways, after you get over the name, you can look at the photos. It's just basically beautiful photos of Earth and chipmunks. But these are some pretty magical photos. And these are all real. These are not illustrations. But they're just so they were so grand looking, like you would imagine them to be movie stills or like paintings. So this is a really great Facebook page to check out. Let me put that link in the description below. I noticed that I don't really give you guys resources and stuff, and I have tons. They are my secrets. They are my cherished resources, and I shall be offering them to you free of charge, of course. Even though there are like thousands and thousands of people liking the pages, and they were shared to me by my friends. But yes, definitely looking at stuff like this. I'm sure there's one with trees. You just gotta find one with trees, or you can type in trees in Google. Probably the fastest way, but something like that. See, trees. The tree trunks are very stark and black and very silhouetted. Oh, and there's some leaves kind of overlapping it nicely. It's really pretty. I was inspired by what I was doing somewhere in one of these photos, I think. Oh, this is a good one. See, tree trunks, tree in the middle. So yeah, check that out if you want to. My goodness. My brother's really watching a loud movie. So that's that. I moved up the tree. I added some extra branches, and that's the process where I'm at actually right now at this very moment. So I'm just going to be cleaning up, tightening up the drawing just a bit before I go into like rendering. See, if I remove these, that's the foreground, and I put these guys in. This is the back middle ground-ish, maybe. And I turned this off because I felt that was kind of weird. I do like the gray-ish looking background. Before I add more branches, let's see if we can add another layer of trees in the back. And let's see if I can add another layer of trees. And we can just take the color of the background itself, select the color of the trees, drop it down a bit, make it darker, and look at it. Look at it. Just look at it. Just look at it. I don't think the black is going to work. We're going to have to go lighter. Which kind of is, we can do white for now. We can do white for now. And, just do it, Jet. Just do it. Don't worry about it. I'm so worried. Just give us another layer of depth. And the bases of the trees are kind of weird. Maybe give a big one. The randomness gives it more of a natural feel, but also being aware of the rule of thirds will help a lot. As trees go back, as objects go further back, they get smaller, thinner. What if I did that? Trees like that. Would that make sense? I think it would. Make sense. No. This tree is too straight. It's too straight. So much for being thinner, right? And smaller. I just might have to enlarge my trees in the foreground. And I can leave these trees kind of cut outy for now. And basically I can edit them after I get them laid out. Makes sense? And if I wanted to, I can also man, that movie sounds scary. I have not seen Insidious before, but it sounds spooky. I get the chills, man. I'm not even watching the movie. And then these trees here are the middle ones. I did not expect to draw another layer of trees. So they are what they were. See here. I wish I could listen to some music right now. I hear like metal banging, monsters screaming. Actually, I don't know if I can do that at this moment. Just draw. Let's manually draw, okay? Can't always rely completely on the computer doing things. Everything for you. Trees. She's got that kind of cornered look on her face, like I'm trapped, I can't run any further. what if, trying to figure out what to do with that background. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Right? With it and without it. So, I like it like that. Yeah, these are kind of a bit too. Let's remove this guy here. Let's lock the transparent tool. This way it'll affect only that layer. Give the base some snow. Snow. And it's got a kind of a graphic kind of feel to it, which is okay. And I think since the character is a little more graphic anime, and by graphic I mean, you know, like flat, one flat color, one color shadows. Those are flat. You know, it's not very painterly. So, all right. And many of the times I'm drawing, I'm not too sure what I'm doing, especially with backgrounds. I have to admit, you guys, I really do have to admit, I'm not an expert in backgrounds, and I think that I've yet to create kind of a formulaic system breakdown. A formula. I have yet to create a formula for creating backgrounds. For characters, I've developed a good process that I'm comfortable with. If I need to get it done in like a short amount of time, I can do it because I've done so many characters. Backgrounds, I've not done so many. So I kind of just discover as I go, really. There's just, my process kind of is more so principle driven. I understand foreground is dark, middle ground is a little lighter, and background has to be even lighter. That's about it. That's all I know. And from that, I just try to apply those principles and stay within what I understand in that sense. So, you want things to come forward, you make them darker. You want things to be pushed back, you just gotta lighten it. Man, I wish Psycho was here. He'd give me strength. He's a sorcerer. I call on the power of Psycho. So yeah, we can mess around with this background lighting here. Let's see what happens if I darken it a bit. So at this stage, I am just manipulating and kind of cleaning up the background before I integrate. I've not done anything to kind of the levels and the shadows and the lighting to adjust the character into the character yet. I mean, to the background. Just kind of playing with it. So giving that warm background kind of gives it a nice, cool contrast. I like that. Purple's nice too. Red's nice. Blue gives it kind of a cooler effect, kind of like we are receding into the darkness of cool. Or can you darken it completely? I'm still debating whether or not to kind of give it that extra glow. So again, you guys gotta bear with me, okay? So I'm just trying to talk about my process as I go. There's no right way of doing it. Like, now we have to do this. I'm just trying to experiment, and I will refrain from trying to say feel it out. It's something that maybe I've taken for granted, or maybe it's too general. Too general. Okay. Now I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Yes, I'm stuck. I'm not sure what I want. So what do? I go to references. Snowy forest. Snowy forest. Search it up. Look it up. Ah. There we go. So what I've been doing this whole entire time was painting without references, and don't recommend it. But as you can see, turns out the background is much brighter in most cases than the trees. All of them more brighter than most of the trees. And that's how I figured the problem out. You see. It wasn't because I understood trees. No. I just looked. The trees stand against a white background. Do you understand? To understand words? Talking to myself. So let's do that. See if it helps. Just gonna turn it up. Ooh! そうですか。そうか。あ、いいですね。Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted. To darken these trees. Whitish. That's a lot of trees. More purple trees, red trees, brown trees. I want to make them cooler as they go back, but I don't want them to be green. It'll compete with their dress. So, there's that. I think I've solved my issue right now, and you guys witnessed the process of solving the problem, and that was basically look at your references. Can't stress it enough, you guys. I know a lot of people are just starting off, and I was the exact same way. I remember in grade school to middle school, you can't copy. That's cheating. No, you can't copy. You have to create everything from your head. You want to draw a Lamborghini? You should be able to do that from your brain, even if you haven't ever seen one. Like, even if you've only seen like one picture, you have to be able to do the whole entire thing from your head. Not option. Not option. No. Alright. The bases can be a little bit more white. As you can see, some of the layers are in the wrong places. In the wrong places. Like those branches here belong to the wrong layer. And that's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some more snow for the bases, like this blobby looking stuff here. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, when you are copying and pasting, it comes from this size, this small little thumbnail here, and it goes into a large size to fill up the whole page. You copy it and you fill up the whole page, giving more giving working in a higher resolution. So the small thumbnail is now pixelated, but if you look, let me just copy over the actual drawing. The actual drawing would be here. All selected, copy it out. Oh no, her dress got cut off. I remember. I gotta make sure her dress doesn't get cut off. Okay, let's call this one. Copy it. Put it here. Over here. Ah, much better. Oh. Do you see the difference? So this is what I said earlier. If you shrink your drawings, it will get pixelated. Okay, I'm just put it right behind her like that. This is what I have currently, and this is what it should be. Abaragam. See? And how the heck did the snow disappear? Where did it go? Oh. She must have been larger. So let's make sure we don't shortchange her. Da-dum-tum. Da-dum-dum. So, make sure she doesn't. Ba-dum-psh. That's the one I was looking for. Ba-dum-pow. Oh, what the heck? I must have stretched her out sometime in the process of the last drawing, because, yeah, she was shrunken, squished, and I didn't notice it. Wow, yeah, I actually squished her a bit, some way along the process. See? Mamse mama makasa. I like these dark black stuff right here. So I think there are little openings for the snow. We just go back to our snow layer and fill those gaps up. But then we'll re-implement them. Actually, I think we should re-implement them now. Oopsie. Oh. Okay. So that we're not too pure white, we have some kind of snow. I don't even know what I'm doing. I was just inspired by what I saw in I get inspired as I go. Is what I'm trying to say. Just to give it some texture, not too complicated, and blend it out a bit. Let's give her that and that. Now, again, I'm working separate layers, so yeah. This is the snow layer. Okay, all light. This here, let me just. There will be much snow climbing up these trees. Yes. And there we go. All right. Okay, so let's add those little the same kind of. Ooh. Yeah. I forgot to lock the transparent tool. So I think the trees were bleeding snow now out of the trees. Let's make sure the trees are locked so that I can stay within those lines. And what is this? Oh, wrong layer. Alright. This is the one I wanted. We don't have to go too much detail onto those guys because they are more in the background, and they are more flattened in the back, so it's alright. And this is where it gets tricky when you're working on separate layers. You don't know which one you're on sometimes. How long are we going now? How long has it been? And they're a little bit more blurry. I'm using the color pencil tool because things in the foreground are a bit more higher contrast, more hard edge, and things in the back are a bit more hazy and less focused. Yes. Let's go back to that snow picture. There are a few things that I think I want to implement, but I can't figure it out. ATM. Where'd it be at? All right. Okay. Hold on a sec. Somebody's saying something's going on. And now the part when Jet forgot he left the stream on. Now the bet's on. He noticed it in the chat. Looks to also Jet, as much as we love doing the Yakuza voice, it would be weird seeing someone go, yeah, so that's how it is. Every time they find something. There's not much to the live stream. And now's the part when Jet forgot to leave the live stream on. What's going on? Can you guys see my drawing? I'm confused. Are you working on dual monitors? Yes, I am. I think you forgot that there is a chat section. Oh crap, what's going on? What the heck? Can you guys see the video? Let me just make sure. Here, y'all, let me just, I think you guys are talking about, me, not talking to you guys. Okay, so let's go. Let's sound a bit low. I just want to go to bed. Gets canceled now. Beer Cupcake. Glad you can make it, dude. Same here. Works great. Well, United going to bed and watching this on my laptop in bed. Same here. Vocaloid won't copyright you, I believe. I'm not going to risk it. It's not the company's. It's the automated system. Yes, it is the automated system. It picks it up and it just does it. You can't dispute. Shouldn't you kind of make the lighting and other effects according to the background? Like a bit of snow and stuff. Yeah. I think I should. I will add some snow debris flying around. I've seen before in some composition tutorials that having a character in the middle gives a boring feel of the image. What do you think? In this instance, I believe that since the character is kind of the main focus, and I've been kind of I've done this for the rest of the characters. I think it's okay. It's not quite a scene. It's a portrait. It's considered portrait, so they you can get away with it. A famous artist. Let's see, what's his name? Genzo Man. You guys ever heard of Genzo Man? Of course you guys have. One of the most famous guys on DeviantArt. He does a lot of portraits. And portraits just mean basically a vertical drawing, and it can mean like basically the full entire character, full face, but this would be more of a portrait drawing. Genzo Man. Check him out. You guys can see that. Tons of his drawings. He does a lot of character drawings, and I'd say 95% of them, the characters are all in the center. So You can throw it off a bit with the composition, but yes, that's a good point. You don't want everything just to kind of be centered. So to throw it off a bit, maybe. Let's see here. Let me make sure you guys are actually reading. I mean, I can actually see what's going on. We all have the same situation. Studio that's only applies to normal pieces and stuff like there's characters to focus and kind of stuff. You can put the characters in the middle. I can see things. Then again, your experience may vary. It looks okay to me. Those pictures and trading cards might look weird to someone else. Remember, they're guidelines, not rules. What suggests even? By the way, are you working on dual monitors? Yes, nanda kore. Urusai gaijin. A liar. Oh, urusai. Urusai. Yeah, liar. I thought it was night on your drawing. I think you forgot there's a chat. He's busy. Looks so. Also, Jet, as much as we love doing Yakuza voice, Mritime! Nanda kore! It would have been weird seeing someone go, yes. Yes. So that's what, every time they find something. There's not much delay today. And now it's the part when Jeffrey got the lifts. Now the battle. When he notices, looks at the chat, I'd say 38 minutes. By putting external files, it's possible to make. Alright, Eric. By importing an external file, it's possible to make a dynamic object that do not get pixelated if when changed the size. It's possible to make dynamic objects that do not get pixelated? That, yes, that would be vectorized objects, I would imagine. Yeah. Or maybe I've heard of like Photoshop being able to do that where it saves the information. So I have to look into that. So probably you're talking about transforming it into a dynamic object and being able to manipulate it. Thanks, Eric. This stream is not for me though. Right now I'm working on getting my characters to look good, lots of drawings and the like. So why run before you can walk? But I'll stay. Right on. Arch. Yes, this is moving a little forward, but again, I'm not an expert, and I'm just playing around. I just wanted to show you guys just this stage here. Might as well, right? If I want to work on something, might as well teach as I go. It just might be a little slower process for me. So, I'm sorry. I see. I was fine. I just have not been paying attention. Yeah, I was just gonna take a little break. I know. Just a bit focused. But I'm here. 大丈夫よ。心配しないで。ここいます。I said, don't worry. I'm here. Don't you worry. It's okay. Let's look at the picture. I put it away somewhere. I've got all these different tabs going on here. Snowy forest. There we are. Alright. As you can see, it's a very kind of still forest. There's not very many snow flying around, and I like that. This one here has more of atmospheric fog going on here. I like that as well. And I think maybe I'll go more for that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going for. This one is a really beautiful one here. I really like that. Nice and blue, and it gets white there. Everything turns bluish. I got different colors running around here. Alright, so let's begin. Toning down some of these colors. Adding some atmospheric lights. Not lights, but values. Yeah. I guess light's a good word. I'll select the light of the color of the background and apply that to the backmost trees, softening them so that they don't pop out so far. And we're receding more towards the back, and this one as well. And I think that helps a little bit. some of the trees. I don't like this the snow climbing up so high like that. What the heck? What the heck? Somebody put the snow onto my tree trunk. That's not the good one. Do the good one. I better stop that. You guys ever watch Onish Pranks? Okay, big boy. I need a somebody. Let's erase this out here. Yeah. And I'm using a colored pencil. I'm using kind of a texture. The brushes are not there on Manga Studio. There aren't very many brushes to choose from, so you just kind of have to make do. They have just enough. There's one the colored pencil brush is nice for for texturing, and then I just use there's basically two brushes that I use: the colored pencil for textures, and the darker pencil for more smooth, flat looking lines. And I'm sure you can also create more brushes, but I'm very simple. I'm very simple. For pens, same thing. And then the paintbrushes. Paintbrushes is great for blending, but it's a little difficult to manage because the colors sometimes will not work the way you want them to because they try to mimic actual paint and the way they blend and stuff like that. Okay. This tree right here is looking a bit funky. Doesn't quite look like a tree at all. Let's put this tree up. Give him a branch here. Branch here. Sure. Alright. Am I overdoing it? Ah. You've crossed the line with those tree branches. Okay, and the last stage would be maybe to oh. See, that destroyed everything that I was building up for. See? That's when you see if you're working on separate layers and you can manipulate it and retain that information. But no, I have to reapply the information and I'm screwing up. Lock it. Lock it. Lock it. Oh, I'm feeling some slowdown, lag here. And it's this back and forth thing that makes kind of traditional paintings and more. Do you have any other kind of gloves? And make them look so vivid with so many different colors is because they're constantly working in and out their colors. It takes a little longer. I mean, you can be very fast if you've done it long enough. You can be very fast at it. Why is it so osoy? Osoy means slow. どうして遅い? どうして遅いだ? I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, it's starting to slow down. I might have something going on. I think it's the chat portion of our. Yeah, I think I've left it open. That slows it down a bit. Let's see. Part of Chitty Chat. Please bear with me for a second. We are almost there. We are almost there. Yeah. Yeah. So what I do is, look, I'm sorry, you guys. I have to switch over and not leave the chat thing open because I think that does slow it down a bit at times. And when I do need to look at it, I will look at it. But again, it will slow me down if I keep doing that. Yeah. Okay. So the next step that I would do is, well, I would basically continue adding some snow to the branches. Just give these guys some love. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Shay? Of course you do. And you can also, for example, I can do this. Watch. I can open a new layer. Lock. No, not a lock. Just regular. Just regular. So on a new layer, just paint the snows that you want, like that, and then like that, like that, like that. This can work for like details you put on your character as well. So don't limit these techniques to just the background. You can apply the same things to your character. Making use of your layers. And becoming creative with new layers, you know. I need to look at that reference, you know. At some time, I begin to do like more pattern-like stuff, and it starts to look more contrived, more man-made, and you don't want that. So you look around at references and see why is it starting to look man-made. I'm gonna look at this stuff back here. And these dots make it look so much better, in my opinion. So why are they on a separate layer? Because if I wanted to, for example, let me just put snow in here. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second, okay? Okay. Snow, snow. Playing in the winter snow. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about being able to spit it out, Jet. Being able to manipulate the colors of the snow separately from the trees themselves. Like magic. And we can continue on. These snow these collecting snow pieces up here are somewhat cramping her a bit with the detail. Do you see what I'm talking about? But did you? That's an example of me utilizing the layers. I just erased the snow off a bit without disturbing the trees. Don't disturb the trees. Leave the trees alone. Do not climb the tree for the coconuts. They belong to the tree spirits. Okay. These what am I doing? What am I doing? Let me show you guys what I'm doing. I'm looking over here and I'm seeing these specks from the cutoff branch. I'm guessing where the snow kind of sits on, and then the snow that stays on the branches. There's a lot of them. You just collect, and subtle little details like that cannot. Well, they can. Be produced, cannot be produced without me looking at the reference. I mean, unless I'm like, just really witty. I'm sure people can. But that's another piece of information that I've gathered for my memory bank. So in the future, if I needed to do something similar, I've got that piece of information in my brain. Okay, so instead of without erasing, I can lock the transparent, and I can change the values a bit. I can lower the value, darken it, and and basically just darken the snow like this. See? And I don't want to do it for the foreground so much. I want the background. Right? So stuff in the foreground, a little lighter, and it's little things like that you can do. You can do that, and you can even, if you wanted to, go into detail and add some depth on it like that. Like that. But that's gonna be forever, ever and ever. That give it some width. Some width. I like to make things plural. And this is going to do extra detail, and it's the fine little extra detail that makes things kind of pop. And this is possible without having it on another layer, but it just helps. Areas where I want it to be brighter, I can just pop it out like this, keep the lock transparent tool on, and I can just spray anywhere I want it to be a little brighter. This portion here, spray it on, spray it on, spray it on here, and there. There. Ah. そうですね。I don't know what else to do. No, I do. I kind of do. I just had to stretch. Hold on. Let me read you guys' comments. How am I doing? Okay. This stream is not for me though. Let's see, some minute before in the stream, end of stream. Shit, you were closer. See, fine. You just haven't been paying attention. And you get 20 virtual cookies. Yay! We see it. Thanks. And now's the part one. Jet reads 40 minutes of comments. Foda soir la veille. Oh. Foda? Hola. Foda sua live veo. Yes, I think that might be Portuguese, right? I'm going to get something to eat, so Jet better not do anything vital. I may end the show. Okay, we're making good time. 38 minutes. I don't want to make this too long. I want to make this kind of an hour video, maybe bada boom bow. Okay. I'm gonna take the canvas size. I'm gonna shrink it. I think we've got most of the information with the atmosphere and the detail down. That's good. What do we do to integrate the character? I think that's the ultimate question. So what am I doing now? I'm cropping this drawing. Yes, cropping it. She seems kind of cramped up there. Might lower her a bit, or she might be fine where she is. Let's see. Let's see if any detail pops out in the back that I don't like. Because sometimes you move it and you see stuff like, what is that? There's a whole. What happened to that tree? Yeah. So you got to be careful. If you're working with your subject, blocking most of the detail, give her a little side, little centered. Give her that side thing here. Okay, all right. Side off to the side a bit, like that. All right. Okay. Yeah. Hey, we gotta go back and add the rest of the branches that we ended up revealing. And what's good about it is that we're still on separate layers. Oh, give me that color. Give me that color. Man, this is the tricky stuff here. Just do it. Jet. Don't worry about it. You'll be okay. See, so I'm constantly selecting the color. If it doesn't match perfectly, I have to select it and paint it in so that it matches. Alright. Let's get those snow pieces up in there. Okay. Yep. And I think I should add some snow for the branches like we did before. A little bit of snow on the branches. Oh, that's repeating the pattern. I don't like it. Just a little bit. Not too much. We don't need to go crazy. Alright. Done. Okay, we are done with that. We got her kind of more off to the side, and like I said, I do try my best to listen to you guys and implement things that you guys suggest. Next, we will basically add some lights to blend her into the background. Let me show you what we'll do here. On Photoshop, this is very, very easy to do. You can also do it on Manga Studio. It just feels a little clunkier. You click on the file, and then you go new correction layer, and you basically click whatever uh, correction layer that you want. I'll choose level, and this is the experimentation stage. I don't have quite a good, a system, clear cut system for doing it, but I'm going to just first off darken it. See, darken the middle ground, and that basically affects her as well as the background. And this is what we this is what gives, like, what I'm saying is it affects her as well as the background, and this is what gives it the effect that she's part of the background. So, but for right now, for the levels, usually I'll punch the levels to give it that contrast, the extra contrast. Not so much for the extra shadows. Let me show what I'm talking about by shadows. The next one we'll do, okay, is what we'll do is we'll go here, and you can also do this with characters. You don't need to just do it for. I see. This is another kind of clunky thing about Manga Studio, so maybe I'll write them a letter. I want to have another correction layer above this one, but I have to click on her and then click it. So I'm just like, what the heck? But I'll click on the brightness one. Let's move this back over here. And I will basically tone down the brightness. Tone it down. We are already kind of mess with the contrast. What we're doing now is we are going to add the lighting, the ambient kind of spotlight. So I've darkened everything. And then I will take my spray can or soft round brush for Photoshop, and I will paint out the light. I believe that's how it works. Or erase. I think you erase. Yes, so different methods, same idea, same concept. In Photoshop, you would literally be painting on this layer here, how it's white. When you paint black, it removes the effect, and you would see the black here. In Manga Studio, you're actually erasing the white, so you're basically erasing the screen, if you will. So I think that makes sense. But I'm just more used to the Photoshop technique. I've used it for the past 10 years or so. So what did I just do? And you'll see here being affected over here. It gets black there, here. And that's the areas that is being affected. Come over here. Give the snow some brightness for the foreground here. Like that. Brighter up in the front. Brighter up in the front. So you can also see in a flat layer painting, you would most likely paint those lights in, and I can still do that. This is just so much more convenient. See how I did that? I darkened the back, brought out the light coming from on top here. She's beginning to blend more and more with the background, in my opinion. And you will see just how, see here, this is the layers. What else? Is it too much contrast? I know my monitor may be different from yours, so let's make sure. It's my desktop picture. You guys ever heard of Pop Pic? It's an awesome art book filled with awesome artists. Great for references. Um, so yeah, I'm looking at on my Macintosh screen, and the trees are pretty much black, whereas this screen here, the trees are a little less darkish. Okay. A good idea is to take a break. Definitely take a break so I can get a clear kind of visual on the drawing, refreshing my brain a bit. But working all the way through is what I'm doing. Now I can punch out some of the lights in the background here, creating kind of an atmospheric fog effect. And then if I turn it off, you can see where it darkened and where it brightened. Definitely want her to be the focal point. So that's that. You will see here on the side, if you look at it, this is what's happened to that layer. Okay. And then the level adjustment made things darker as well. As for the level adjustment layer, it's still white. And I can go to that, and I can paint out things on there to give it an extra pop. Pop, 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 like this. It's kind of subtle, but it's there. Maybe some for the hair. Not so for the arms, head, here, that. Wherever the light hits coming down. So it's the light is I forgot the term. Term for light falling down. Cascading. Blanketing. It does something. Running? The light running down? Like, no. Something. And after a while, you may be overdoing it. It might get a little blotchy. See if you notice that? See that there? It may be getting a little blotchy. You start to lose focus. If you start doing it everywhere, we lose the contrast that we wanted to save for the focal point. So be careful for that. And final part of doing this is I know what I want. I'm just thinking about whether or not to fix the snow a bit before I move forward. I have a thing where fix that snow. Fix that snow. Snow. Okay, what was I going to say? Was the last thing we will do is fix that snow. Fix that snow. Is color balance. That's the one that's going to help unify and harmonize all the colors together as if it's one seamless picture. Forever locking the drawing in to place. So you go to the same new correction layer. Let me show you guys how I did that, by the way. I'm sorry. Go here and you click on the topmost drawing, which is character, and then you right click it, and then you go to new correction layer, and it'll pop up just above it, like so. And here it is. After it pops up, then you can actually move it around. So if you wanted to, you can. And I like to have the color correction just above everything else. Okay. So now it's above everything, and if you also here, and then I'm moving my camera around at the same time, my desktop display. Let's just zoom in like this, and if I were to change it more red, see? Do you see? Do you shems? That's how you do it. This is the original. I like the colors I chose. We may punch it a bit cooler on the front, the back, and warmer in the front. So, pay attention. We can basically, what we can do is we can turn it towards cold. So now everything's cold, even more cold, chilly. Then what are we gonna do? What do? We can now paint out those colds and wherever we don't want that cold to touch, and we basically erase it out and do the same thing we did with the light. And what that does is it'll warm up whatever's in the foreground. And I can do that to the trees, and it'll give it so much more depth. Her feet, maybe, definitely her, even though she's a demon. And you'll see a little bit of subtle change in here. There's this little warm background here, and it's cold, so be careful about that. You don't want that stuff to happen. It ends up looking very digital looking. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention, after I finished drawing the character, I gave her some pupils, kind of the cat eye kind of looking pupil thing going on to kind of help with the evilness. And it really is up to you for the changes in temperature. That's what we're doing, right? Really. Controlling the temperature throughout the picture is what gives it that effect that everything's connected. I can open another one, another color balance, and I can punch it red this time around, for example. See? Punch it red, punch it a little bit of red. Not so blue. And then we would do the opposite. We can do the opposite. We can paint. I usually like to make my drawings a little warmer, by the way. It just feels so much more alive, you know. Even though it's better for the effect. The effect is it's underneath. Sorry, that's what's going on. It's confusing. Yes. Warmer. And we just do the opposite by erasing the background, making them cooler. Does that make sense? And it also gives us different colors. And that's kind of a little trickerson. Little trick. You don't want it to affect the girl? Fine. Highlight the girl, right click the girl. Get that lasso thing. Command Shift I. And now the marching ants will dance around her. And we can now only affect things around her and not her, which is what we want. Okay. All right. Okay. More chapter. The red in the foreground trees may be a little bit competing with her, kind of drawing attention away from her. There's life in the trees, and I'm debating whether or not I want to give trees life. She's supposed to be a bad character, but she does have a hint of good, I guess, because she she really follows because of her sister. Her sister calls the shots, and she just follows. So it kind of implies that she's not really looking to do that much bad. So I guess that can be kind of symbolic of that. Yeah. What I'll do next is I will basically write the sake, let me show you guys some other stuff that I've been working on for, well, my older stuff I haven't posted yet, but I did post this one. Let me just show you here. Oh, no, not that. Don't worry, nothing bad. Just the wrong file. Okay. Yeah. So that's hers, and this is Chikara, her sister. They are demons, remember? So, yes, they are different colors, but it's okay. We can still live happily ever after. That's that, and we have another one for Kenta. Kenta, I gave Kenta a background, and these are never before seen, exclusive pictures. Where is it? Kenta pencils. Banner second update. A lot of stuff to sift through. Just give me a second. I will find it. Ramped. Box. Okay. Alright, let me see. I know exactly where they are. Hold on. There we go. Revamped, right? Chicana. Yeah, actually, it just disappeared. It disappeared. What the heck? Damn it. Maybe it's in here. Oh, I found it. It's in the wrong folder. I did this for Kenta. Pretty simple background. He's on a cliff. I guess he would be training. Kind of deal. And I did this for. I did the same for Ayano. Here. So she's also in the forest. But in this case, yeah, actually the backgrounds are a little bright in the foreground. So Ayano has a background now. And again, I was just discovering as I go. We got that, we got Chikara, and now we have her. This is really contrasty, you know, I'm not a very bold guy. I kind of keep things kind of light, you know what I mean? If you notice, I don't really use blacks in my drawing. Black colored, like dark, superstar colors. Which probably I should, because it really helps punch the colors. But I just feel like it has more of an anime feel to it when it doesn't. But who's defining anime? I mean, there's so many different varieties, different kinds. So what I'm doing is I'm basically lighting up the colors a bit, because I don't want them to compete so much with her. Oh, and also, forgot, this would be kind of the last thing. Above her, we would take the color of the snow, and we would spray the ground like that. Spray the snow. Spray the snow. Spray the snow. Debris. Oh, make sure you don't on another layer, or it'll be permanent. Make it like that. I'm using a mouse actually to draw right now. I need to stop that. Gotta use the soft brush and voila. We are some snow. Snow. Yeah. Draw. Now it's starting to look weird because the middle of her dress is much darker than everything else. Yeah. Just take that out. The snow is reflecting a lot of light from the bottom up, so that may have been a strange little decision I made. But I think that's just about it. Let me sign it in the bottom real quick, and then I'll be checking on you guys your comments. Yeah. Thanks for joining me on this. It was a great learning experience. We'll call this the copyrighted element princess 2013. Oh, one more day. Tonight. Oh, tomorrow night. This New Year's. By Jeff Kimtrea. Story by Janaea Williams. Hidegano. Ariel. I like Ariel. The writing and the cartoon. Yep, there. She's stepping on it a bit. And that might bug me. Well, it won't bug me. Yeah. But, yeah, so, also, let me talk a little bit about the book, you guys. This is for a book. You guys, if you guys want to read the book, both novel 1 and novel 2 are out for you, and I can post the link in the description below. You guys, please help out the company, the team, help me out by picking up yourself a copy. Just go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and just type in Element Princess, and you will get all like the let's see here. You'll get the you can get the book 1, $17.99 for paperback. You can also get a Kindle version for $4. Well, what's $4? And then if you type in 2, if you've already read number 1, you guys can check out part 2. And you guys support them, it supports me. I can do more work for them if the book succeeds. But yeah, that is that. This is book 2 here, The Evolution, and you guys can learn more about the characters and the stories and all that stuff, and be more interactive with the story as well as the show. So, alright, let's go over some comments. I'm ready for it. Like show, shoo. I gotta go, but I might be back. See ya, Arch. Bye. I'm sure you've heard about the new Cintiq companion. What do you think? Cintiq would be nice. Would be nice to have one. I've used them before. I've used the big old screen ones, and they were very smooth. A lot more comfortable than I thought, because I thought it would like be, sticky on the hands because you're drawing on the screen. I thought maybe the screen would be too bright, but it was a very pleasant experience. Okay, I have to bleeping go to sleep or I will die. So bye everybody. Bye Jess. See ya. Good night, brother. Thanks for joining us. I have my music at 90%. Sounded nice. Sounds nice in the background. Is there a shortcut to the level adjusting on MS5? Yeah. They're kind of too dark at the top. I'm back. I see you adjusted the values, color balancing, and welcome back. Does he draw any fight scenes for the characters too? I would suggest adding weathering effect like snow and frost. Although I understand if you don't want that, takes too much time, too hard. I think I added the snow kind of. But you mean like throughout, right? Throughout the background. Let's give it a shot, huh? Why not? You know, I would take that to Photoshop. So, if I wanted to do that part of the drawing. And Miko, and I can show you guys a little cool trick, Miko, for snow. But I gotta convert this to PSD and then Photoshop file. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna add the snow. It's pretty kind of still looking picture. Like her hair's down. There's not very much wind, so maybe we'll save the debris for another time since I've already said thanks and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll save it for another time. But just add more snow up this way, this way. Lighten the. Let's keep down and dark up on the top. So maybe we can just turn this off here if you wanted to. This one here, yeah, we can just erase part of it out. And that's basically how I would integrate a character into the background. There are other things you can do that I might be missing. But for the most part, that's it, you guys. Thanks so much, you guys, for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome New Year's celebration. I will probably, most likely, I've already kind of discussed with Sakura that we will be doing a show on Thursday. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. But I'll post up the advert on my channel so you guys will know exactly what time and all that stuff. But look forward to that. I'll be on his channel. I'm really excited for that. Hope you guys go and check that out as well. And that, yeah, I think that's about it. I think I shouldn't be dragging this on for so long. I did pretty good so far. An hour, yeah. So as always, you guys, keep drawing, keep practicing, have faith. You guys can do everything that I do. I teach it right here, and I'm not holding anything back. It's gonna be, just take it slowly. You'll get there. And no, as always, peace.